Hello and welcome to Not One Right Way, the podcast. It's me, your co-host, Melissa Manuel, she, her, and
It's me, your other co-host, Marv Ramona Yaga, they, them, theirs.
how you doing, Marv?
Doing really good. I have a huge event for work that I have been building up to since I started here. It's finally happening. All the ducks are in a row. I just
I
have
love
to not boof it, you know?
that. I'm sure you won't boof it. You're very good at your job, and it's gonna go
Thank you.
great.
Thank you.
And like all things, one thing will probably go wrong, but you'll manage it perfectly.
Yeah.
You'll pivot. Everyone will be so impressed. Be like, Marv, you handled that so well, and
Mhm.
it'll be amazing.
Yeah. And it always happens that people are like, "Oh, something went wrong? I didn't even notice." And I was just like, "You didn't hear my inner scream," which I think is valuable information.
Yeah,
Um, Good to know it didn't get out.
because that's how well you managed it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's gonna go white. It's gonna go great.
It's gonna go great. How are you?
I don't know. I feel like I sound really nasally in my head. Don't know if that's coming through, but I'm recovering from some sort of form of sickness. So feel really tired, but otherwise can't complain too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, doing okay. Just working and watching TV.
What are you
TV.
watching?
I just finished All Her Fault on Peacock. I feel
Okay,
like
okay.
nobody knows what it is because no one has Peacock, you know?
I know what it is. I don't have Peacock.
Fair. I feel like people get Peacock for like the Olympics and then they cancel it, sort of thing. I get it for, Top Chef and then I cancel it. But same, it's my own sports. But All Her Fault is this kind of like mystery. This woman's child gets kidnapped, and then you don't know why or who kidnapped it. It's supposed to be like this woman's nanny kidnapped her son, but you don't know why this random nanny kidnaps her son. But
Mhm.
it was so interesting, so many twists. I love a good mystery. It's kind of like a murder mystery without the murder. I mean, there are murders later. Not of the child. The child's fine.
Okay.
Kids don't often die on TV. But it was really fun. I liked trying to figure out the mystery. I'm really bad at it, but it's always fun to be like, dang, that red herring got me again. So it was fun. It was a good time.
Nice, nice.
What are you
Is it
watching?
is it something weird enough you would recommend it to me?
I think you'd like it. I think it's a good if you have a day to just sit and
Okay.
watch. It was good.
On Peacock?
On the Peacock. What are you watching?
As you know, our listeners might also know I'm watching Love is Blind season 10
In Ohio.
in Ohio. All of Ohio.
Yeah.
This recent drop, their apartments are in Columbus, which solved one question we had, which is like if they're from all over Ohio, like usually it's based in a metropolitan area, so everybody's close already. But Ohio's a whole state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But are all the contestants from Columbus? Or could you be from anywhere?
I don't know. They can say a name and I don't know it.
That's fair. I don't know a lot about Ohio
Me neither.
other than
Apparently
Glee.
Nick Lachey is
In
from there.
Ohio? Who's Nicholas Shea?
The host. Nick and
Oh,
Vanessa Lachey.
there's no way I was gonna know that information.
I guess I shouldn't have expected it, no.
Yeah. My Ohio knowledge is my good friend Katie lives in Ohio, and Glee took place in Ohio, and that's the end. The end of my Ohio lore. Sorry, people from Ohio. I'm sure you're great.
I feel like there might have been a famous musical where somebody's from Ohio and then maybe goes back to Ohio.
I don't know. Musical theater nerds. Me. I don't
You
know. I can't remember.
what was it was the one that Ace did. I never want to go back to Ohio.
Ohio. You're right. The last 5 years.
Last
That's the
five
weird
years.
Ohio thing I know.
Okay.
That's a great song. I love that song.
It's the only song I know from it. I heard it repeatedly.
Listeners, if you're a cop, legally you have to tell me. I d I directed a gender-bent version of The Last 5 Years where instead of, like, a man and a woman, it was a gay couple, and it was amazing, and the like, the day before it was supposed to go live, COVID happened and we all got sent home, so no one ever got to see it, but it was very good.
It was
Still
very
one of
good.
my greatest productions I've ever
Yeah.
done. But yeah, Summer in Ohio, great song from the last 5 years. Speaking of summer, this is my segue. What else happens in summer? Actually, Craig of the Creek happens in all of the seasons. Craig of the Creek's a great show, and if you're a longtime listener of the show, you know we love Craig of the Creek,
We love Craig of
and
the Creek.
I have a tattoo from Craig of the Creek. I cry about it just thinking about it. So this is gonna be an emotional episode. But we're not just gonna talk about Craig of the Creek, because our guest today has such an amazing backlog of work and is such an amazing person. Everybody welcome Deena Beck, a storyboard artist. Yay!
Yay!
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Welcome. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I beat the traffic. I beat the traffic today. That's a very rare LA thing,
Yeah.
but it happened. And I'm sorry that you're recovering from a cold. It's like turning into surprise winter question mark? Like it's
Yeah.
under
I know.
60 degrees today. Everyone on the East Coast is
Laughing at us,
scoffing at
but
that, but
yeah.
But
It was a very
like, oh, it's
warm
chilly.
winter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to
Actually
turn my
quite good.
heater on. Crazy.
I did too. My heater. Everyone. Okay, I'm from the East Coast originally, so everyone from the East Coast is like, "Oh my god."
Yeah. Are you watching anything right now?
I'm not. I. I'm so behind. I'm like I tell people this all the time. I'm like 5 years behind of like whatever is out. So like I have to slowly catch up. I'm not watching anything particularly at the moment, but I am reading like manga. So I'm reading like old manga. I'm slowly like working my way through some things. Recently, I've been reading Mitsuru Adachi's Touch, which is like baseball sports manga from like a billion years ago now. I never read or saw the anime before, so I'm reading through that and I'm like halfway through almost.
I'm
Cool.
so glad. I mean, you don't have to be watching anything. Last week we talked about what we were reading, so thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
I'm a week late then. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay. Do you read a lot of manga? Have you grown up reading a lot of manga?
I've been studying Japanese since high school and
Oh.
slowly working. So it's my like way to halfway study to like, okay,
Yeah.
I'll instead of reading like a comic in English, I'll be like, okay, I'll try and read like a manga or something. And if there's anyone that's studying, which like me, like animation, there probably is someone studying Japanese, highly recommend sports manga. If you're like looking to transition to like more intermediate levels, sports manga vocabulary is usually a little bit easier than maybe like fantasy or like demons and like sci-fi or anything like that. So highly recommend sports manga. Sports manga is great. Shoujo is also great. Kimi ni Todoke is something that I read kind of recently too, and I loved that series.
Yeah, it's really cute.
So cute. So cute. I won't spoil anything, but I just love the like tropes that they took and kind of twisted around. So good.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
I'm impressed that you're learning Japanese and reading it like that. That's so impressive.
Trying. My goal is if it was a summer school assignment in elementary school, I would be able to BS it to the teacher. Like as if my comprehension is just like, yeah, and then they went to this place, right? And they're like, yeah, sure, you read it, fine. Like we're
Actually,
not
you're
going for
better than
perfection.
you think. But Japanese is hard. There's so much to learn.
Yeah.
So many symbols.
It's fun though. Yeah.
Yeah. Marv, would you like to start us off with our hard-hitting question?
Absolutely. So, Deena, you've got this background. I'm a social worker. A lot of times when I'm meeting somebody for the first time, it's like, whoa, moment of crisis. How do we, like, save the babies and put out the flames and also go home and have a nice meal and drink water all at once. And I do try to bring that into my personal life sometimes when I'm meeting people. So I have a hard-hitting question for you. The question is, do you have a favorite soup?
Okay. Okay. So context.
Yes.
I'm in a household where someone, my husband, is not a soup believer. He believes soup is an appetizer, not a meal.
Okay.
Well,
But
Okay.
I don't know if this counts, but I love me a good chili
Okay.
and Brunswick stew. So Brunswick stew, I think, might be a local thing to the South.
Never heard of it.
Okay, so Brunswick stew, I think it's a Virginia thing, but it might be like one of those things where I think like Virginia and Georgia like fight about it, like
Okay.
who originated. I might be misremembering that, but I love Brunswick stew and chili, but I like chili with mashed potatoes, then cheese, and then chili on top. Highly recommend.
Okay.
That would be my two. I don't know if chili counts as a soup, but that like hearty,
Yeah.
warm vibe is good.
it's like a stew, but just
Yeah.
soup
Yeah,
adjacent.
I think I'm a
Soup
stew
adjacent.
person. Yeah, which I feel like could be a meal. Like that's a
Yeah.
meal.
It's a meal to
It's
me.
not. Yeah, it's not just an appetizer.
Like, is a broth or a consomme a meal?
Yeah.
Not really, but
Could
is like a
be.
stew a meal? You're like, yeah.
Yeah, because like ramen and pho, I think that
It's a
would be a
meal.
meal. But
Yeah.
some people, you're like, can't just have, gotta have something. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, we could have. It's pho is good. We could have. This is me trying to like, if he listens to this later, trying to like,
Yeah.
come on,
Actually,
let's go.
We're
You
actually
could
all
convince
soup
them.
believers.
Oh, good. Yeah, I'm with my people then. Yeah.
Yeah. Soup is a
Perfect.
meal.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Marv, favorite soup?
Favorite soup. I go ham for green pozole. I think I talked to you about it recently, Melissa. The green pozole my mom would make. I really want it, crave it. And when it's cold too, a little spicy,
No.
that's a meal.
Fair.
Are you a like hot soup in the summer, ice cream in the winter type person at all?
Yeah. I
I'm
feel
with
like
my
if you
people.
if you want a soup in like sometimes that's just what's gonna feed the soul, you know?
Yeah. Or it
And
cools you down. It makes your body cool down. Or vice versa.
yeah,
Ice cream will make your body be like, "Ooh, let's warm up."
Yeah.
agreed. Melissa, soup?
I mean, I'm kind of with Deena. I love chili so much that it's probably just chili. I love chili. One
Try
of my
it with
favorite.
mashed potatoes.
No, I'm not a mashed potato believer, but maybe with chili I could become one
Maybe.
because I love
Or
chili.
like potatoes adjacent, like tater tots or something.
Ooh, that sounds so good. Chili
Right?
and tots.
Yeah. That's a
Yum.
thing. That's got to be a thing though. Chili,
Yeah.
Because it's
tater
like a
tots. I don't.
reverse loaded potato.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think my favorite soup might just be a loaded baked potato. Is that what I'm
It's just,
discovering right now?
yeah, because that sounds great. I would eat that. Now I want chili.
Yeah.
Well, we'll all get chili later in some way. I hope that for us. Well, thanks for sharing your favorite soups. I have one more question. Can you tell us what your creek sona is?
Ooh, I do have a Creek Sona in the show.
Okay.
It's one of the Muddy Buddies,
Okay.
and she has long hair with a bunch of leaves in it. And I think like baseball tee where it's like the sleeves are. I actually designed her, and then the designers did like a great job, like actually like translating it to the show. I think she has no shoes on. She's just covered in mud. She's like a little feral. I think all the Muddy Buddies are creek crew people. I don't think there's a Muddy Buddy that isn't. I might be unless
Interesting.
someone like snuck someone else in like a background or something. But it's Danny, Ash, me, and there might be more, but I can't remember exactly. But the Muddy Buddy crew.
I love that. Is there a reason you became a Muddy Buddy crew?
I think it was just more of like I was the dirty kid.
Mm.
like I was down to clown in some mud and just like make pots and
Mm.
then just leave them out in the sun and be like, oh snap, I made a pot, that's sick. Like
Have you guys seen this pot?
yeah like, so like I was probably like I'm gonna tell myself I was like the feral kid, I think. Like in the sandbox, I remember like we'd like dig like legit tunnels and stuff, but then we would like steal the matches and put like matches so they'd be torches inside. So like just down to down to do. So I think Muddy Buddy was just like, yeah, that's true to my soul. Just like the feral dirty kid, just getting messy.
Well, it should be.
Awesome.
What's a creek without a
Yeah.
Muddy Buddy?
That's true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
There's always that one kid. There's always, yeah.
Not afraid to get dirty. That would not
Or like
a bit
brush your
me.
hair or like something. Like get it together.
Yeah.
That was me.
Marv, have you ever thought about what your creek zona is?
I'd be in the library. Sorry.
With stacks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With stacks.
That makes
Yeah.
sense. I think if I've thought about this a lot because I'm always like, would I have been one of the horse girls? And maybe at some point I would have started as a horse girl,
Mhm.
but then I think a lot about like what my creek was kind of like the playground behind my elementary school. And if there was like a stand-up comedy kid in the creek, that would have been me. An SNL kid, because we were
Yeah.
always coming up with little sketches and performing them. So maybe that's my creek zona.
Wow.
That's so cute.
We had an imaginary friend, a collective imaginary friend named Steve, and he was our camera guy. And we'd be like, lock up the studio, Steve. And it's just, I feel like it's very what Cargo the Creek was about, of like having this very elaborate world that you believed in your heart, leading
Yeah.
into the imagination. So that was my idea of if I was in the creek, where I would be.
That's so cute.
Oh. Well, thank you for sharing, everyone. I'm going to move us to our next part of the show where we learn more about Deena. Aside from you being in the mud as a child, can you share a little bit about whether or not you knew you always wanted to work in animation, or what was your first like dream job and what kind of led you down the path of art?
I definitely was a kid that always had like a pencil or crown in my hand for like ever. My parents and my brother, I think, like my mom was crafty with like crafts type thing, and sewing and like that type of thing, and my dad was crafty with like he builds houses for a living, so he was very like putting things together. And then I remember my brother drew as well, so it wasn't something that any of them focused on necessarily, but I went like pretty gung ho. But I was like surrounded it, like it was like permeated my environment a little bit. And I remember I was very, very young, and I remember, man, I might have been like 6 or something, and my parents, we had just gotten me a Halloween costume from the store, and they were like, "Oh, like I don't remember what the Halloween costume was, but it was like, I guess on topic. It was like, "Oh, well, what do you want to be when you grow up?" And I was like, "I'm gonna make cartoons." So it's always been, I was like, "Yeah, that's just what I'm gonna do." Like as if like, yeah, I know. Like that's what it's gonna be. And like throughout my life, I've always kind of been like, yeah, there's things that I could do. Like I've always had interest in other things too. But that's kind of been like the forever, like that's probably what I should do. And I think like for me, I've always had a really good instinct or gut instinct or whatever guiding me. So like I usually listen to that and I usually end up in the right place. And I think some of it like might be some of that. Like I just had a gut feeling that that's going to be the correct thing for me, and it seems to turn out well so far. So let's continue that. So it's been something that I've always kind of had like a knowledge of, or like an inkling of, and like I've always been open to other things, but it's always been the one thing that has always continued to interest me. Yeah.
Yeah. So you knew from a young age, cartoons are for me, and then you went to the School of Visual Arts in New York?
That's correct.
What did you learn at the School of Visual Arts? Did you immediately know you wanted to be an animator? Because we've heard some stories about like every school kind of teaches you one thing, or did this school have a lot of options about like being a concept artist, 2D, 3D?
So I actually went to School of Visual Arts for their summer program. I think when I was 16, it was the summer before my senior year, I'm pretty sure. Because I was like, okay, well, I'm going to check this out. And during that summer, we did like a crash course of like figure drawing, animation basics, and then creating a short film at the end of it. Because that was like I had never actually done animation. Like I could have at home. I don't know why I didn't. Like you could do animation on Post-its and just like flip a book. Like you don't really actually need anything to do it except for paper and pencil. But that was my first like, okay, like I like the idea of this. It was my like kind of test. Like I like the idea of this, but is this something I actually want to do? And I was like, no, I actually really enjoy this. And so when I was looking at colleges, SVA was actually the only one that I applied to. I didn't apply to any
Wow.
other else. And the reasoning for it was because so a lot of animation schools, they will spend the first year as a foundation year where you have to do a variety of like more general classes. That includes like general classes, but also more generalized art classes. And I was like, well, I am going to be going to an art school that I do not have money for.
Mm.
So I do not want to have a whole year that I have to pay for that is just going to be like, I could have done this at home. Not like that, but like I
Yeah.
could, like, I really want to get my bang for my buck. And so like SVA, at least their animation program, their 2-dimensional animation program allows you to go straight into learning animation basics in their first year. And their first year is focused on animation basic courses. So like if you're going to have a studio drawing class, it's like figure drawing for animators and acting for animators, writing for animators. And so I was like, okay, that's what I'm going to do. The other thing that I liked about SVA was something that I realized after the fact, like once I had started and knew a little bit more about like what was going on with other schools. They seemed to me, at least at the time, and I think it's still true now because I'm involved in some of their like thesis stuff. I do thesis advising whenever like a student will reach out. I'll take like one every semester or something, and it seems the same. But their focus is creating a filmmaker. Like you're not an animator. They're going to make a filmmaker. Like you're going to become a filmmaker. And even like now as I'm getting more in my career and stuff like that, I'm realizing that's what appeals to me the most is the storytelling. I like the storytelling. I like the connecting with audiences and like creating that human connection through animation. So I think SVA was a really good choice for me in that regard. It might not be the best for someone else. Like maybe someone else wants like a more specialized career in like design or like something like that's not like maybe they don't want to be a filmmaker, but they want to be a part of the process. And maybe another school is perfect for that. So like it's not that. But for me, I think it was a really good choice.
Yeah, it's really cool. And when you finished at SVA, what did they do to support you as you looked for your first job? How did you get that first position?
My first job, I was actually still in school. It was helping John Dilworth on one of his short films, and I was so unqualified for it. But it started out. I guess I was fine because he like hired me. But at the time, I was like, oh gosh, I hope I'm doing a good job. But at the time, it started as like an internship. He had a couple interns helping him, and then he like from the interns, I think he hired a couple people. And then that was my first technical animation job. In school, I also I interned at Titmouse studio, so I was doing interning there. So my career actually started a little bit prior to actually graduating. And those types of positions, I've never been really good about promoting myself. And I know this is like a big concern about a lot of people nowadays with like social media and stuff like that. I'm not the best at promoting my social media. I don't necessarily have a huge following, but the people that work with me know me. And I've been really, 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 really thankful that they tend to recommend me for things. And so, like, I feel like any position I've gotten is because people that know me, know my work ethic or my like skills or whatever, they'll recommend me. And so my internships, I think I was recommended by animation teacher. So that was like directly through the school. And then after school itself, I was just building off of those relationships that I made while I was in school. So I started at the Roush Brothers doing more production type style work and a little bit of cleanup animation too, like a little bit there. And then I went back to Titmouse to do cleanup and color once I graduated, and I was there for a good couple of years before moving out to California.
Nice. What was it like starting at somewhere like Titmouse? Because you did Titmouse in New York, correct?
Yeah, I've worked like a tiny, tiny split second at Titmouse LA when I was here first moving out, but so I started out as cleanup and color, and cleanup and color means that it's the step after the animators. So just doing the final line art, doing the final color. It's like the final product that the audience is going to see. I did that I think my first thing was Motor City, and then I did a bunch of my favorite thing was doing this Atomic Bomb music video for The Killers. That was my favorite project. And the reason why that was my favorite project was because Jeremy Polgar was like, I think he was directing that. And he was just so good about feedback and stuff. And like, I felt real, like, it was like, really felt valued and like, I got good feedback. So like, that was just an overall good experience. And I really love music videos. I've become kind of known to do music stuff, like whether it's on Craig of the Creek, I was usually doing the music stuff. And now I'm on Phineas and Ferb, and I'm doing a lot of the music stuff.
Your music video for what's his name? Jeff Rosenstock?
Yeah.
That's such a cool one.
Thank
I was
you.
gonna ask what that experience was like getting to animate a whole music video and storyboard it.
So that was actually me, Naja, Deshawn, and my husband John. So Naja and Deshawn are also the Creek crew. Some of the most talented people I know. Like they amazing. I'm gonna plug them a tiny bit. They're coming out of the comics together. It's so good. And so I'm so excited for it. Like, oh God. Okay, this is the other thing I'm gonna learn about me. Really bad with the names.
Okay, we'll edit it. We'll edit it so it sounds flawless.
Yeah. Oh God.
And I'll put it in the show notes too, so people can
Thank you. It's so good. I think they just at Cala, I think they debuted it. Where's your post? Oh my gosh. Where's the title? Nausea.
Promo so hard, you forget to put the title.
See, this is also why I'm not good at social media. I'm like, how do I promote things? Poorly. You do it poorly. Phoenix Blade. Oh my God, Phoenix Blade.
Okay.
How did I forget that? Yes. Yeah, they've been working on a comic called Phoenix Blade. So good. So exceptionally good. Then I think they're working on the second book now too. So I'm like, please give me more. Give me more. But yeah, that was working with Jeff Rosenstock was really, really cool. He actually approached me like a while before, maybe like a year before that, to just be like, oh, I want to work together on something. It'd be cool. And I was like, yes, please. I really, really like working with Jeff Rosenstock. I think having him on Craig of the Creek too is like such a blessing because his music gives so much like distinct like energy and character to the show. It was it was so fun to work with him. It was great.
Yeah. How did you build up this sort of, I don't know, niche within like animated music
I
spot?
think just for asking for it, like
Mhm.
just speaking up. And I think like so the doing music sections in animation storyboarding music is harder. I think
Yeah.
it takes more time. And so when you have like shorter schedules, like especially in television, when you have shorter schedules, it's a little intimidating to take on just because like they're gonna take more time. Like a lot of the times you need more complicated shots to make it interesting or just more posing, which is more pencil mileage. So just speaking up and asking for it, but all at the same time being like, "Hey, I really want this thing. I want to do this song section, but can I also get a lighter section elsewhere so that I have enough time to like do like just communicating," which like on Craig of the Creek was pretty like that was a really good show to feel comfortable being just talking and be like, "Hey, this is what I need," or "This is what I'm feeling," and all that stuff. So
How did you practice your skills for storyboarding music specifically? Like, was the first music video you did for The Killers, like, a really good lesson? Like, did you get mentored there, or how do
surprisingly,
you
I never did anime music videos. You would think that I would, but something I used to do is I would literally just sit in my room with my, like, eyes closed, listening to music and just imagining a music video to it, like, as, like, a
Wow.
like, an exercise, kind of,
Mhm.
and that's, like, actually something I do now to write. So, like, I have, like, original ideas, and one of the things that I like doing is, like, finding music that feels in the tone of whatever story or character that I'm trying to, like, figure out, and then listening to the music and pretending like there's already an anime music video someone made about it. Like,
Yeah.
what would it look like? And
Yeah.
then it's like cheat code writing in a way, because then
Okay.
you're taking your mind out of it, you're just kind of, like, using pure imagination
Mhm.
in that sense, and I think when you try and, like, create a character, it's different from meeting a character, if that makes sense. So,
Mm.
like,
Mhm.
this is something like my I'm I am a husband guy. I'm a
Yeah.
husband guy, number 1 fan.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we met in school. He also went to SVA. We used to work at Titmouse together, and he
Oh.
actually taught me so much about, like, original character writing, and that's, like, kind of what he does that kind of, like, blows my mind,
Hmm.
is just he, like, meets a character and over time lets them tell you about them. And
Mm.
once I learned that, that's kind of how I try to approach other things, 'cause I in that way, it feels a little bit more organic, and that's kind of how I'm, like, working it into, like, writing a story or something like that, using music to, like, "Okay, like, I'm gonna meet this story or whatever. I'm gonna see the beats that exist out there in the ether and just discover it, like, in a more, like, disconnected way." I don't know. That's
Yeah.
the weird exercise.
Yeah. Like, I'm imagining from what you're saying, like, there's a difference from, like, drawing out a character and, like, envisioning a scene where, like you were saying, like, the emotional beats are there, the tone or the setting is sort of, like, in the music, and you can sort of just, like, see them come to
Yeah.
life within it.
There's something like, if you chose a song, there's something that's already resonating with
Mm.
you that's subconscious. You just need to figure out how to, like, extrapolate whatever that thing you're feeling is that you're connecting with, like, what is it? And if you can extrapolate it through, like, using your imagination instead of trying to use your brain and the logicking. Like, it feels like if you're trying to use your logic brain, it's like brute forcing it, and you're probably gonna maybe get a little wrong or it won't feel
Right.
as sincere, that kind of
Mhm.
thing. Yeah.
So, like, going back to this idea of, like, just drawing versus imagining in the music setting, it'd be, like, starting with the perfect proportions and then trying to build on that versus, like, a full embodied experience that, like, lives
I
somewhere.
I think it's instead of making a baby, you're going to a
Mhm.
party and meeting someone.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I
you're
like
not making a baby. You're like, "Oh, hey, my name's Deena. Oh, you're Marv? Oh, nice to meet you. Tell me about yourself," kind of thing. But it's
okay.
your character or
Right.
your story or whatever. Like, you're creating a relationship with this thing that you're trying to discover more about. Yeah.
Mm,
That's a
love
really
that.
good way of putting it.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing a little bit about music storyboarding because I feel like I've gotten to meet a lot of really wonderful storyboarders, but not someone who specializes much in like the musical sequences. And those always
Mhm.
seemed very special and a little bit harder, like you said, because it requires more strokes per minute, you know? So
I will
thank you.
give you a more technical tip.
Mhm.
Okay.
If someone is good at a fight scene, which I can do them, but it's easier for me to do a music scene. But they have similarities where there's a rhythm that you have to follow. And
Mhm.
Mhm.
so like when you're doing a music scene, find where the soft part, like if you have a waveform of audio, find where the peaks are and the soft quiet, the low peaks, like the valleys are. And those are usually where you want to make a cut. Either you wanna make a
Yeah.
punch on the peak or change cut the scene at a valley point. Like, that's usually you can find a rhythm in the music that will hit that dopamine part of your brain where you're like, "Oh, they did a punch on the punch of the song. It feels so good." Like, that's the
Yeah,
little, like,
Yeah.
you're trying to match it up.
Nice.
that makes sense. It's kind of like how a lot of dancers always make very good stunt coordinators and fighters in live action because fight choreography and dance choreography isn't that different at the end of the day.
Yeah, you're
You're
still
doing
utilizing your body.
mhm,
Mhm.
using the same creative muscles, I think, sometimes.
I think so
Uh,
too.
Can you talk a little bit about your journey into you worked on Craig the Creek for 7 years. What was the interviews process like and how you got there?
Yeah, I was actually so Deshaun Mahone was we were storyboard partners on the Ben 10 reboot.
Mhm,
And so when we were there when Ben and Matt started pitching the pilot for Craig of the Creek, and I always remember telling Deshaun about like my ideal show that I would want to work on. It would be like kids just having fun, doing kid stuff, and like preferably magic would be cool. We get a little bit of magic in Craig Creek. I would like a little bit more, like if a little bit more, but basically close to perfect that I could have asked for. So when I went to the pilot screening and when I saw them pitching, I was like, oh God, I gotta be on this show. Like,
mhm.
oh crap. Like, and like I said, I usually have good instincts, I follow my gut a lot. And we were usually you were at least at CN at the time, you're not allowed to make a lateral move. So
Okay.
if I'm a storyboarder, I wouldn't be able to make a lateral move to storyboarder on Craig of the Creek. But what happened was we were just about to roll off of Ben 10. So I had to technically, like, leave Ben 10. Like, I couldn't like, I had to, like, "Okay, I am quitting. I There might not be a job for me if I do not get this thing at Craig." Like, that's the understanding because I am not able to make a lateral move, so I need to leave in order to, like, make this happen. So it was very scary, but I tested for that. Thankfully, they liked me enough to have me on, but I was so happy to be on. I was so excited for that show, and, like, literally everyone in the room that saw the pitch, everyone in the room that worked on the show, anyone that has touched it, like, there is an understanding of we know that this show is going to be special. Like, you can just feel it. Like, you can feel that there's going to be an importance to this, and everyone took it really seriously. And like, that's all I could have asked for, to be a part of something that like could make a difference. And I'm happy to say it seems like it's made a difference for a lot of people. And so like that, more than I can ever ask for. I'm so thankful for that.
Yeah.
Are we gonna cry on the show? Is this an episode that we're gonna cry on?
I'm not crying. I'm not crying. I
will
swear.
absolutely cry. If we talk about the finale, I cry every time.
Oh. Just the mere thought of the finale makes me cry. Because I was, of course, doing my casual stalking, research for this episode. And on your Instagram, you posted like your first sketch for the finale, which is the three of them lying in the grass.
Yeah, recently, yeah.
And I was like,
I know.
I can't. Because one of my favorite episodes is Kelsey alone.
I
she
love
just
that
spends the day
episode. Yeah.
with her mom, and she lies in the grass. And those quiet moments in that show are some of the most important to me.
Yeah.
They're so beautiful. Yeah. Thank you, and to everyone in the crew, because I think teaching kids the importance of peaceful, quiet moments is so special.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think a lot of other kids shows do that. It's always
it's hard
so loud.
to. Yeah. It's like, it's hard to, especially in 11 minutes. It's like, go. We got to get through the story. Like, there's not enough time for jokes. So like, in a lot of shows, not, and like, a lot of times that's fine. And that's like what's needed. Like, that's appropriate. But it is really special and nice when you do get an episode or a show that has like those soft points. I just got to board something this past week that was like, I get to do a little soft, heartfelt moment, because I feel like that's like my specialty. That's what I love doing. Make the children cry. That's my goal. No. Make just
in
like have that strong, like the audience is able to connect and feel something so strongly to have an emotional reaction. That's like, that's special.
I don't know about this. Could just be us talking about what we love about Creek for
honestly,
an hour.
Though, yeah, it could. Like, it could. It absolutely could.
I feel like for posterity, because every time we have someone who has had the honor of working in the Cartoon Network building that is now gone, I want to ask, what's your favorite memory of working in the building? Just so that there's kind of a record of what it was since it's gone.
So I would say the overall vibe of CN was really nice. There was a little bit, just like a very chill vibe, like, but like a sincere vibe, which was really, really nice. I think my favorite memories is probably going to be from Craig era, and we were like menaces on that floor. Like, we would get, because we would play video games during lunch, and we would be too loud. I remember when they announced Animal Crossing New Horizon, and we were all watching the Nintendo Direct, and like me and a couple people just screamed at the loudest, like at the top of our lungs, just screaming like we had just won the lottery. So like that kind of energy, like we were really like, we would have potlucks all the time. Creek Crew always showed up for a good potluck. I held a like clothes swap one year, and that was a lot of fun too, where we just brought in like clothes and just like swapped it, and then afterwards I like donated it to like a charity. So my favorite things about CN is the people. Absolutely. Yeah.
That's really nice.
What would you bring to a potluck?
Okay. So chili has been a thing. Has been a chili. That's what we call in the biz a callback. I've done cavatelli, which are like, if my family calls it cavadills, but it's like these little pastas that are kind of thick and chewy, and you like roll them in your fingers, and they have like a distinct shape. Someone brought carnitas one year, and that was really good. There's We are blessed with so many good cooks on that show too. So like we were always eating good. If there was a
You can
potluck,
tell.
it was so
Food
good.
in that show looks so
Yes.
good all the time.
I know. So
Yum.
good. Yeah.
The Choco Rolls will haunt me for life, and
That episode scared the fuck out of me.
Which
Oh,
one? Which
the
You owe
Jinxed
me a
episode?
Choco Roll.
Oh. Yeah.
I'll do that to Marv all the time, and
Yeah.
and they get
It's like
offended
it
because
like
where am
very
I
like
supposed to get that?
shivers down my spine, just like
What's your favorite episode? I feel like I'm always curious what someone's favorite episode is because there's so many. Like we got to do so many, which was great. So there's a good amount to choose from.
I mean, Kelsey Lone's up there. The one where the band comes and Craig's afraid of the bird.
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah,
love that episode. I wrote about that in my thesis in college because I loved it so much. Those two are really good. I have so many. There's also like the whole ARC campaigns, like the Finding the Heart, like the little adventure they go on. The little RPG village.
Oh
love
yeah,
it.
I love that one. Yeah.
That one's really cute.
They're all good. There's no wrong answer. Yeah.
Yeah. Could go on. And if HBO Max would please put the early seasons back on, that would be great. Just put them back. They took them off. Can't watch a lot of them anymore.
Sad.
It's sad.
I want a
Marv, do you have any?
Blu-ray.
I want a Blu-ray. Physical media.
yes. A box set
Yeah.
in a little like box.
With pretty art.
Yeah.
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 Uh,
Do you have any favorites, Marv?
the one that always comes like first of mind to me is the hip hop episode. And it's just like coursing through like the history of hip hop and like different types of rhyme schemes. And it's just like so clever. And that for me is just like sticks out as just being a
Do
really
you mean
cool
with
like history.
Deltron?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Such a good show.
I want more. I feel like
I
we're
want
always
more.
like hoping for more. Maybe
Yeah.
one day. Yeah. But I'm so happy
Uh,
that you guys enjoy it. I really appreciate it.
We sing the end credit song to each other all the time.
It's true.
When we say bye to each other, it's time to go to bed. See you tomorrow at the creek. But moving on, you also became a layout supervisor after your time in Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
We are huge fans of layout work. How did you come upon that role?
It doesn't necessarily exist a lot of places anymore.
Yeah, true.
So for anyone listening, I was a storyboard layout supervisor. So when you hear layout, that might sound like it's backgrounds sometimes for people. What I was doing, what a storyboard layout is supposed to be is that in between step. So you get the script, you get your boards done, you do your revisions, it's sent to edit. And then before it goes to animation, a layout position is going to have what it's supposed to do is have the like characters like more on model, which mean that the proportions need to be adjusted, which will mean that the framing might be adjusted to accommodate for like, so it's like the nitty gritty, the little nitty gritty like itsy bitsy things. I really enjoy that kind of work, actually. I mentioned before, I really like the storytelling aspect of animation. Definitely a storyteller, probably most of all, but I do like puzzling things. So that is like a little bit like my puzzly brain where it's like, okay, then if it's like this many pixels more higher, then I'll move this one down a little bit and then it'll be on like it's a little different part of your brain that you get to exercise. And so like coming off of storyboards, that was kind of like a fun thing. And it felt like because it's prepping it for animation, it felt like I was returning a little bit to like my animation roots. So it was fun to exercise a different part of my brain. Yeah.
So do you you said that you use like character models. Are those like set up in like a 3D space or
So what we were doing, we did use Blender to set up like the environment and the area to get to be more like what it's going to be for animation. For the characters themselves, we were doing like you're just making it on model. So whatever that means, like you can there's a lot of depending on the production, there's a lot of different ways you could do it. Um you can do like things that have like head packs, which would be like model packs where it's like, oh, there's certain ways you can create like stamps, which can get very like there's ways to do this poorly and there's ways to do it really smartly and efficiently. The poorly way would be just like stamping a really like stamp and just using the base thing. The more trying to choose a good word, the more like complex but efficient way to do it is to like utilize a head pack but break the parts up and then make adjustments as you need it so that it's more organic, it's not quite as stiff. So it's kind of something that like when you're starting out it's really tricky. Like there's a little bit of a learning curve to figure out. So at Titmouse when we were animating in CS3 and then I think maybe we switched it because it was just the most stable one. And then, so at Titmouse, we would have like model packs, it would be like someone went ahead and drew all the heads, like doing a rotation. And then you can grab them and then plug them in. But then you should break them up. Like you should still break them up to make them more organic. And like, so on China, Illinois, that was more of a like puppeted show. But there's certain frames that like you might have to just do a hand drawn in between though, like because it's gonna look way too stiff. So there's like tips and tricks to get things to look very on model and prep for animation or even just to animate with. And I know animation is a little bit different now where rigging is more common and like that type of thing. So there are different ways to do it now, but just from previous experience. So layout is just prepping it for all that work, like getting it as close, and then they could just animate off of it.
Oh, cool. Yeah, layout for 2D is very different from what we learned. The pipeline, the 3D pipeline layout, which is more like cameras.
That's like,
So,
that's like a different realm. Yeah.
The world. Yeah, still amazing. That's a very technical skill.
Yeah.
A lot of the times, that sort of work will be happening at the overseas animation studio. So if there's a layout department, which there should be a layout department. It's an essential job.
Should be.
Yeah. But usually what happens is it's something that the overseas studio will handle. I would love if it's something that happened here because a lot of that type of work tends to get absorbed in the storyboard position itself. It is a separate job though. Like it is a separate job and set of things to do that someone else should be getting paid for and someone else should be getting health insurance for and someone else should be getting a pension for and like so
It's nice to that.
Yeah.
That's a whole other rant.
Yeah. Yes.
All the hats people are being forced to wear. They just get taller and taller and yep. Terrible. But very cool that you got to do that actually as a job instead of also storyboarding.
Yes.
And as we get close to time, from your layout supervisor position, how did you transition back to storyboarding on Phineas and Ferb?
Yeah, oh my God, I was so lucky to get that job. Just because like if insider baseball, so many people applied for that job, those jobs.
Yeah.
Like I think the number was something crazy, like over 1,000 applications or something they had to get through. So thank you, universe. First and foremost, thank you, universe. I think it's literally just because of doing music stuff. I think, like you said, I think I filled a little bit of a niche for them. So I was rolling off at A24 and I had to leave a little bit. I made the decision to leave a little bit early in order to start at Disney. And so I've been at Disney for a couple years now doing that. But it's been fun. So it's when you're supervising, it's like a different set of responsibilities. And then going to storyboards, it's like it's all hard. Like it's all like a job, like it's all like everything has its challenges. It's just like you enter a different mode. So storyboarding, I'm doing more like physical artwork than I was before. Like supervising, you're managing more people and like that's your role. But now I'm like, oh, I don't have to like I can set my time a little bit more. Like I can go hermit mode a little bit better now. So it's just a shift. And I feel like I'm comfortable in both areas. So for me, it's just like, okay, I'm just shifting back over. Like, and I feel like I could shift back into the other space too. It's like you just have to make the decision to do it. But I feel comfortable in both. I like doing both. I really like helping people. So like I like being in like a kind of a role where I can help. And like I said, I have like a puzzly brain. And so when you're in like these higher positions, you're getting to see a little bit, like I'm not just looking at my section of the episode, and like I get to see like the wider spread of it and see how it all connects, and like that's always really fun for me too. So yeah, it's just fun to shift back and forth. I think I'd be willing to do more like that type of thing soon again. I don't know if that's something I'll do in my career where I just like shift back and forth. We'll see.
Wherever the wind takes you, hopefully.
Yeah.
You're good. Yeah, you've had such an amazing journey between amazing shows and music videos, and I hope you get to keep making cool music videos in the future
Yeah,
that
they're fun.
I get to watch and other people get to watch
Yeah.
because you have such a skill for it. It makes some cool art. But thank you for spending time with us. And
Thank you for
for
having me.
my last question, do you have any advice for other aspiring storyboard artists?
Yeah, I think so. As I was saying before, I'm not the best at self-promoting myself, like or being online presence, like that kind of thing. And I think that might be something that's very common for animation people. I always kind of like describe storyboarders and animators as like introverted actors. Like like we want to do the acting, but don't perceive me. Like so we have a little bit of that like personality type, I think sometimes. Not always. Some people are so good at it. Oh my goodness. I want that skill. But you do have to make the effort to let people know what you want to do. Like you do have to speak up though. Like even if it's just to your peers, like just tell them like, "Hey, this is what I'm interested in." And like networking is hard for a lot of people. My advice to them is look at networking as like throwing, like you're not taking one seed and planting it into the ground and like nurturing that specific seed and hoping it like networking should be you're throwing a bunch of seeds in the field and you don't know what will sprout. And like maybe it won't turn into a job, but maybe you'll get a nice friend. Like you can't have too many expectations on things, but you do have to make the effort to throw the seeds around. So like you do still have to make the effort, but it's not like ride or die. Like you have to you will be surprised at what flowers and what doesn't. And the thing that you thought would flower might never happen, but the thing that you weren't paying attention to may be like a huge opportunity to you. So you really just have to kind of stay flexible in that. And then for storyboarding specifically, I always recommend doing personal comics. Sharing personal comics online, I think, is just a really smart, quick way to post things in a way that is maybe a little bit more comfortable for like shy artist types, but shows your voice, shows your drawing style, shows your technical drawings capabilities, shows your sensibilities, your sense of humor, like all that thing. It can show a lot about you for someone that is just like quickly like looking around. And it's just like exposure of it. They'll get a gist of who you are, and maybe like you do something very specific that like maybe like a year later, like, you know who would be really good for the show that just started? Like that person that did those comics that were like blah blah blah. Like you never you never know what will sprout. So just making the effort. And then my final thing no matter what your end goal is, because sometimes they change and it's okay to change your end goal. If you find out you don't actually want to do storyboarding and like you want to do something else, like totally legit. Or you find out you do storyboarding, you want to do something else, and then you want to go back to storyboarding, like that is also valid. Like your path doesn't have to look a specific way. But when you're starting out, I think entering animation in any way possible is really important, just for the sole fact that if you wait around for that storyboarding job, once you get that storyboarding job, you're not going to have the same level of understanding of the pipeline and the process as someone else who maybe started doing something else. Like I started in cleanup and color, which helped me and when I became an animator. And I tended to have better set up files that they would send my files to the cleanup and color people that were first starting out because they were well organized and like easier to work off of. So you just become better at what you do when you know that what the needs are of the next person in the pipeline. Like that's always kind of my goal is like, and I try. That's my goal, not always my accomplishment. Is to set up my file or do whatever I'm doing in a way that will make it easier for the next person in line. Like I don't want their job to become harder. I want everything to, and selfishly, I want everything to run smoothly so we stay on budget and on time so that hopefully we'll continue having, like, we can continue making whatever we're making. So even if you want to be selfish about it, like, it selfishly is for your benefit to set your stuff up so that it's easier for the next person. And the only way you know how to do that is either just by, like, talking to those people and learning about what their job is, which is also, like, something that I really encourage doing, just, like, talking to your peers. Or just doing that job, like starting out in that position and then moving to whatever you're doing now, like that kind of thing. Like don't lock options away from yourself before you even have them, kind of thing.
All great advice.
Is it selfish to make art with other people for other people?
Is it selfish to make art for other people with other
With
people?
other people.
Is it selfish to make art with people for other people? It depends on what your goals are. Because I think it depends on what your goals are. Because if you you want to collaborate and enjoy the experience of making art itself, that's valid. There's some of the I've been lucky. I've been very lucky in my career, but I definitely know of people that work on projects that maybe it's not necessarily like the topic or the style or for the audience that they connect with, or maybe there's just a disconnect, but it's the best crew they've ever been with. So it depends on what your goals are. Sometimes it's just enough to just create with people. So
I agree on that one. Well, thank you for sharing your advice and your story. It's been so fun getting to know you and agree that Craig Creek is wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
tell Warner Brothers that. Everyone go tell.
Everyone go tell them. Everybody go yell at them.
Yeah, tell HBO Max.
I know. Yeah. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you spending time with us.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That was our conversation with Deena.
It's like, I know we say this every time, but it's just like superstars every episode.
Superstar.
Yeah. Another one in the books.
Stop myself from being overly starstruck this time. I'm a little embarrassed, but I'm not ashamed.
No, you handled that really well. You didn't even cry.
I didn't even cry. Thank you, Deena, for coming on our show. It was so fun. And you and all your crewmates made a beautiful thing.
Yes. Yeah.
It's really a gift. It's a gift to the world. And the Craig Creek fandom needs to rise up and get hard copies of the show on DVD.
Yeah.
I want box set.
Yes. And you have to tell us if you're a cop
Legally?
Legally?
If you're listening to this and you're a cop, you legally have to tell us.
Yeah. Not that I'm suggesting that people just, like, burn their own
Burn
DVDs.
it. 'Cause that's illegal. Don't do that. But,
Illegal.
you know, anyway.
Yeah, you
part
wouldn't
3?
download a TV show.
Never. I would never.
Ever.
Everyone should also go watch the Miss Atomic Bomb Killer's music video, 'cause it's really good.
Mhm.
And the Doubt music video for Jeff Rosenstock, also so cool. And Phineas and Ferb season 5. Those are all things Deena's worked on. And when you see those musical numbers, just know that Deena's in there making it happen.
Yeah.
It's great. Bless you.
Thank you. I think the, like, musical numbers, musical section niche is, like, so interesting. And, like, when we're
Mhm.
talking about it with Alisoon, like, you have to make the music first, and it's sort of, like, reversing this whole process.
Yeah.
Like, the pipeline just to make it work, I think is unique and fun and really, really fucking cool.
It's a cool school skill.
Cool school
Mm.
kill skill.
Cool skill. I'm good. I'm a lot of loss for words. That's how cool it is. I'm so happy. It's a great day. One time I met Jeff Tremmel. Jeff Tremmel was the head writer of Craig of the Creek for a long time. And that was, I think, before I even watched a lot of Craig of the Creek. And looking back on it, I wasn't even aware the
Yeah.
presence I was in.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's say goodbye to our listeners. Thank you so much for listening. Please remember to leave a comment, leave a review on Apple Podcasts, say something nice to Deena in the comments about how cool their music videos are and their work is. Or if you're leaving a review on Apple Podcasts, say how cool our podcast is and how cozy it is.
Yeah. Tell us what kind of soup you are.
Tell us what soup you are. Tell us what soup you like.
Yeah. If you're a soup believer or non-believer, get in the
Yeah.
comments.
In the comments. Yeah. Tell people to listen. And our cover art is by The Amazing Les. This episode's edited by Marv. And remember,
There's
not
one
right
way.
to intern at Titmouse and then get to work on a Killer's music video.
There's not one right way to learn how to properly label files to speed up the pipeline.
That makes me so happy. And there's not one right way to be an introverted actor.
True.
Thank you so much for listening.
When it's time to go to bed.
When it's time to go to bed.
You don't have to feel alone.
You know, 'cause I'll see you
Tomorrow.
at the
Creek.
Bye.
Bye.